Hello everyone. So today we're going to be looking at some Total War Warhammer gameplay. I took the Dwarfs here and I'm going against the Beastmen. So I know they have a lot of light armored monsters, beasts, and a lot of different troops that can't really deal with the missile units and cannons. So I'm going to be using my cannons to take out their Minotaurs, and I'm going to try to bring them into a fight they don't want to take. So basically my strategy here was to use my miners to break up their initial charge and kind of keep their forces in place while my Quarrelers and Ironbreakers are able to take care of them. So I send in my Gyrocopters to get a little harassed because I didn't think they had any Ungor Raiders, but I forgot they had the stalk mechanic. So I do take a few shots on my Gyrocopters unnecessarily, but they are getting some hits off onto the Minotaurs here. So I noticed that their raiders are firing on my Gyrocopters, so I'm pulling them out. And I'm pretty much forcing the Beastmen to come into me and fight my game. You can see my cannons are starting to fire off at them. So I basically target each cannon at a different Minotaur unit. And this is going to be really effective because the Minotaurs, they stick out, they're huge units, and they're going to be taking heavy damage from my cannons. Look at them just getting absolutely destroyed. So this Minotaur unit's already half depleted before the battle's even close to started. So this player, he summoned a Manticore, and it's doing some damage on my Gyrocopters. I'm pulling them out. But you can see both of his Minotaur units that he brought are already getting pretty damaged, and that's going to be absolutely vital if I want to win this fight. So he let the Manticore get into range of my Quarrelers, which is probably a mistake. And so he's trying to get a surround on me, you see here. My cannons are continuing to just rip apart the Minotaurs. I've been playing the Beastmen as well, and I figured this is the only way to beat them right now. You can't let the Minotaurs get into your line without them taking damage first, or they will just destroy you. And over here, he gets into my line, and you can see even a almost fully gone Minotaur unit will still wreak havoc on my miners here. So I'm just kind of trying to keep his forces in place. You see, he's just kind of surrounding me, but he doesn't have me completely surrounded. He's kind of bunching up his units, and this is exactly what I wanted. Look at this perfect clump right here. So this is exactly what I was waiting for. I have all these explosive charges, blasting charges on all of my miners and my Ironbreakers here. So all I need to do is let them get a little more grouped up and then just start throwing in on them. And you see here, I gave the command for them to start throwing in. And this should be pretty effective. This guy, I don't know why he decided to just bunch up his units, but this is going to be a huge mistake here. As you see, the blasting charges are wrecking them. He cast the spell here, but it's just not enough. My Gyrocopters are also going to drop their bombs, and all of this should be enough morale damage to break this whole clump right here. And it's hard to watch everything in these battles, but he's also brought his Gorebull and his leader over here, and I think I can take this fight with Ungrim and my leaders. So you can see the Gorebull is getting wrecked. He's using a healing potion. Of course I'm casting Runesmith runes off cooldown. and all my general stuff off cooldown. So we're still about even right now, but I feel like most of his core units are really struggling to stay alive. And the main fight at this point, I really feel like, is with the generals. So I focus all 3 of my generals on his Khazrak, and I basically just want the rest of my units to kind of stall until his leader's dead, and then his weaker units should just break, since all of his Minotaurs and all of his really good units are gone now. So you can see here, Khazrak, he's almost dead. He's getting buffed up still. And Khazrak dies here, and that should be the end of his forces. They should start to just break. Yep. And there we go. So I was able to beat the Beastmen here, bringing the Dwarfs. It's pretty difficult beating the Dwarfs, or sorry, beating the Beastmen, because of the Lore of the Wild right now, and the Devolve spell. It's pretty ridiculous. Sorry, Devolve spell. So you can see here, my lords did what they needed. They killed like 1 or 2 units like they needed to. The Gorebull and Khazrak, respectively. But it was really the charges and killing those Minotaurs before they got into my line that was so huge. The Gyrocopters did a great drop on that clump. They've been buffed recently, so that helped. So overall, my opponent could have done a lot better if he brought Lore of the Wild and just devolved my army, but hopefully that'll get fixed soon. This is a fun battle. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you learned something. So I'll see you guys next time.